All right. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to a wonderful, Tuesday. I was right. See, right again, guys. It's Tuesday. Tuesday episode of Real Stocks. Here's the NASDAQ. Light or gray is the overnight session. See, we kind of closed towards the low of yesterday. Today, moving towards the high of yesterday. And what should be an interesting day. Should be a very interesting day. See if we sell off up here or exactly what happens. Like I said, interesting day. So volume's been declining a little bit here, which is neither healthy nor bad for the market. If you look at the S&P 500, which is down here, the ES, kind of looks like a bear flag. Right down there, we've talked about these high volume days, and we'll have to see how these treat us. Actually, let's look at the ES in terms of high volume days. Haven't really taken the time with high volume down days here. Big high volume down day there. So we've seen higher volumes than this. Although that is pretty high volume, chopping around that same 200-day moving average. Good morning, Christian. High volume down day. That one and done. What's up, Eli? Let's go check out the market movers of the day. I had an alert on my phone because apparently IBD is now locked into my phone. They can tell me what the market's doing. And I don't know what they said. They said stock futures climb. Adobe leads as these four Dow names rattle and hum. Number one stock and number one industry may pop if market rebounds. Interesting. Ooh, and that's fun. GE goes supersonic with Lockheed for first of its kind jet. That's the one I want to look at. That's just me geeking out as a nerd. I'll just geek out a nerd for a minute. Probably won't be any. Supersonic jet. Okay, that's cool. Noisy flight, high fuel consumption. It's only not even as fast as the Concorde. Why even make it? Ooh, was that the one? Number one stock? So here's the one. Let's check this out. Stock market in a correction, auto parts have fared better than most. O'Reilly is above its 50-day. Okay. Auto Group Parts is number one. Really? Let's go check out those industry groups. They put that out on Friday, so let's go check that out. O'Reilly has accelerating earnings. Oh, beautiful base. Look at that beautiful base at 350, guys. That's gorgeous. That's beautiful. All right, we'll check out O'Reilly. And then what's this one with 1,200% earnings growth? That's usually a good thing. SOI, I haven't looked at that one. Not that I can think of off the top of my head. What's up, Noel? Christian? Sorry, guys, I've been kind of stuck in my article land here. Let's go look at these two stocks. I do believe I have O'Reilly in here. Somewhere. Yep, there's my line. I've got O'Reilly in here. And then SOI. I do not have SOI in here, so let's look at SOI. O'Reilly, we already have an alert level placed. Or I'm sorry, I'm thinking about placing an alert level. I have a trend line. So let's go over this prior high with an alert level. Thank you, O'Reilly. And then we'll do SOI. What are you doing, SOI? Go to the weekly. Now we'll go to the weekly long term. That's it? Okay. I like it. You've got an IPO base, ladies and gentlemen. Double bottom right there. Welcome to the party. That's dope. Okay. So, okay, you're not going to let me put an alert on that trend line? That's weird. Great alert. There we go. Explosive growth and reforming bases during a market correction, which this is. Founded in 2014 with its IPO in 2017. It's a fracking stock through its Solaris Mobile Propant Management System. Good morning, Nick. Reading a little bit more about SOI, a new stock that IBD popped up here. Are they calling it a double bottom? Let's see if they're calling. Oh, so maybe forming a flat base, really. Oh, down 11%. I guess it is a flat base. Wow, that's a very tight base right there, guys. SOI, I like that. With oil doing good. I was watching Kramer's Mad Money yesterday because it was on. I was actually trying to catch. Apparently, Paul Allen died yesterday. If you guys didn't know that, yeah, that's That's very interesting. The guy with the big boat. The guy with the big boat. There's 50-day line. Cool. All right, now I want to check the industry groups real quick. So show the IBD paper so you're not staring at nothing. This is interesting. I was reading this article on Centene. This thing, CNC, apparently has a higher growth rate than Apple and Amazon. Annual revenue growth, Centene, Amazon, Apple. I mean, can't make this stuff up. Can't make this stuff up. Okay, so let's go check out. Where is that list? That's going to be in... Make It Money was a trend market. No. Where are you? I'm just going to have to click around because nothing... I always have a hard time navigating this paper. IBD 50. It's in the same place as the... can't think right now. No, there is no other paper. And they stopped doing this about 3 years ago, putting out a real paper. Damn it. B6. That's market outlook. Damn, I cannot think today. But that's where it is. B6. Well, it should be. There it is, right there. Okay, auto parts, retail discount. Man, I'm just... Whoops. So yeah, retail, auto, wholesale, parts, retail, discount, variety, medical, which was number one, dropped a little bit. Look at that coming up from 24 and 36. That's been on a tear the past 6 weeks. So that's O'Reilly for you. That took way too long. O'Reilly and SOI. So if SOI gets going, that's going to be a pretty good one. It's only dropped 11% in its IPO base. That's really unheard of. And look at the earnings already. 10 cents, 12 cents, 20, 31, 42. Even quarter over quarter the thing's growing 10 cents a clip. When you started at 1, 12, 20, 30, 40. That's great growth. It's decelerating growth because here's 50%, or here's 100%, 50%, 30%. We'll see if the next quarter is 25%, but anywho, pretty interesting right there. Let's take a look at SOI. So a flat base, so actually your technical breakout point would be at 24. And your 20% rise would be very small. Only up here at 29 bucks. Holy smokes. Look at that, Eli. Oh yeah. That's an outrageous move on SOI. And that's all predicated based on if the market plug this thing into stock shed. It's probably buyable right here, as a matter of fact. Three accelerated volume days right there. Kind of a low volume pullback yesterday. Oh, that was yesterday. What? That's like nothing volume on that thing. Seriously, that's nothing volume. All right, market's going to open, guys. Up 1.15%. There's that previous high within this little base range right there. I think that's what I'm looking to break if the market's going to go healthy here. It's right about there, so we'll wait to see what happens with that. Market's going to open here right now. Bing, bing, bing. What do we got? We got marijuana stocks gapping up 4%. We got NASDAQ moving a little bit. Yeah, marijuana stocks again. MMNFF, Cron. SendGrid is getting bought out. That's why they're up today, so don't expect them to do anything ever again. Cron, Tilroy Race looks like it's back. Or trying to get back. Race down about 22%, which is good for a double bottom. Buy point would be right there. Tesla's going. Let's take a look at Tesla, up 1.47%. Yeah, and the bottom of this channel has historically been a good place to enter Tesla. And if the market doesn't break down any further, that may still be the case. And so far, guys, our low day the other day has proven to be a pretty good low. See if that continues. All right, Nasdaq up 1.2%. That's good. Oh, weed's absolutely sector of the year. Yep, right there, Eli. You're not lying there. Look at yesterday on this thing, man. Just a little a little floating island of price action. Very, very, very good day to enter, at least according to the chart. We'll see if life proves that. Sometimes life gives us something other than what we want, but it looks fairly, at least it looks fairly normalized right now. You piece of garbage. .18%, staggering here a little bit. We got a new Tilray plug. I did not look at because I was too busy geeking out on IBD. The pre-market movers. Let me go take a look at that list real quick. See if there's anything interesting. Cron's in the list. A bunch of really low caps. Really, really tiny small caps. MGT. You know what? Let's do. And market holding strong, up at 1.3 right now. That's good. Market up 1.3 right now, so that's what you'll want to see. If you look at the Qs, it'll be a slightly different chart. They're not going to have that overnight action. They're just going to open right there. And we've seen some resistance here at the 175 level on the Qs. Need to see if that gets overtaken. But I've been living on the futures. Yes, point. Let's look at the transports. Gapped up and pulling lower, which is not really what you want to see. Remember, we had the transports up here for a while and just kind of watched the whole thing collapse and lead the market lower. So we'll see how that plays out. All right, let's just walk down this list and see what's what. I'm liking this SOI, man. This thing is just really nice. The earnings are great. The volume here is pretty good. Some acceleration on the right side after that little bottom right there. Acceleration living over that trend line. Very low in the base right here, too. And with oil as expensive as it is right now, that's going to be... that's just going to be good. Good for any oil stock, especially one with 1,000% earnings growth. All right, so let's keep going here. We'll come back to MJ dropping down 3% now. Nasdaq holding at 1.3. Good. So far, so good. There's an MMNFF after yesterday's good move. Another great move today, 10%. The guys are just piling money into these weed names. Doesn't matter what they are. If you guys have some more, let me know. We can make a watch list here. I don't have all of them. Cron looking like a nice base forming right there. Volume declining, very healthy. We've got plug up 4%, not doing a whole heck of a lot. OGRMF, look at that rounding in OGRMF. This thing's going to go looking like it wants to go parabolic here sometime, maybe late this year, early next year, unless it bases longer, which would be nice. If it based for 2 or 3 months, it would kind of lessen this curve effect right there. This is putting it, parabolic late next year if you go by this weekly chart like that. Maybe even through next year. Who knows? You never do quite know. What's up, Blair? All right, Yandex. Eli, your favorite Yandex stock. Look at the weeklies here. That's fine. Let's keep going on with that. OGRMF, Holly, TSM, Workday towards the support level down there with highs up at about 30, almost $30. New, which has just plummeted since its IPO. Now still looking healthy up here. SQ after a big shakeout day. That may be a one and done in terms of SQ, but we are below this. I think this is my 10-week. It's hard to say exactly. I think it's the 10-week though. Control 4. I'm going back to the daily. There we go. So mentioned yesterday, Control 4 filling the gap right there. I'm not participating, but if you guys are bottom buyers, Control 4 could be a good one right here. It's got a good 30% to the upside. If you guys like to play downtrodden stocks like that. You got DocU, that looks really bad. PayPal underneath the 50 and the 200 quite significantly. Resetting lots of bases here. This is really good. I really like this action overall. GNC holding up extremely well. Remember when this thing popped here, guys? Now a little bit of a bull flag. No major volume over here, unfortunately. I wish that would be higher, but GNC setting up nicely right there. If you guys have anything you guys want to look at, feel free to throw them out there. See, the market stays good. Still at 1.3% on the NASDAQ. ANET, man, look at that. Look at that failure. Boom. Undercut everything. This is definitely a resetting of the base count for ANET. Paycom. This may not be resetting a base. This is just a pullback. Yep, 22% down. So this could go on to form a cup with handle or something. Not really viable down here from any technical perspective. MasterCard touching his 200-day. That's a pretty rare event. MasterCard, throughout his entire life, has almost gone straight up. I mean, look at that. It's like the least volatile stock in the world. I remember when this thing IPO'd, and I should have just bought it and never touched it again. Same with Visa. Visa and MasterCard. Very, very similar situations. Whenever they have these pullbacks like this, they're always buying opportunities. And MJ pulling back down here. Yeah, they got some 2021 MJ. MJ pulling back here. Volume's already pretty elevated on MJ. That's it. Look at that high volume print, guys. We're only 20 minutes into the market, and we're half of average volume in MJ. So we'll have to wait and see if this thing just obliterates this whole base. Hopefully not. Market at 1.4 right now. That's good. Keep popping, guys. Transportation's living towards those, stabilizing slightly. We got the ES up 0.85, which is where it's been. Yep, weed settling down. That's pretty obvious. But yeah, interesting is SendGrid is being bought, but they really didn't move that much. Twilio is going to acquire SendGrid. That's the one, Twilio, right there. $2 billion deal. Why would they? I don't know why they would do that. Oh, now we're down 1.25, so selling off a little bit here. Again, looking kind of to get over this high right there. That's the high of this area. Before we kind of reverse. If you look at some previous history, BE is basing. I haven't looked at BE in a minute. Yeah, BE's looking okay. There's a nice pocket pivot right there at that little one of the low prints down to 25. That's an interesting one. Blez asking about trading platforms I recommend. This is my platform, obviously. This is Thinkorswim through TD Ameritrade. This is a platform. Now, the broker where you actually conduct the trade on, I don't use TD Ameritrade. There's nothing wrong with them. You know, most retail brokers do just fine. But Eli mentioned Robinhood and Interactive Brokers. Yeah, both are good. If you're not doing any retirement investing, if you're just investing in a cash account, Robinhood is good because it's free. I have heard the fills there can be a little less than desirable. They probably pay less fees if they take a more indirect route, if you will. So they probably do that. Interactive Brokers is the lowest fee commission brokerage outside of Robinhood that you have to pay for, but they're really cheap. It's like $1 to trade stocks. It's super, super cheap. The problem is their interface is just atrocious. But you can't beat the commissions, and if you can learn to deal with their interface for right now, then that's pretty good. All right, let's look at SIO. I think it's SIO, SOI, SOI. My new pet stock at the moment. Let's go to IBD. I want to see what SOI is rated in terms of their scoring metric. Ranked at 97. I like it. 82 relative strength, which is a little bit low. Still needs to come up some. So here's SOI, ranked number 1. Manufactures and provides mobile propant management systems that unload, store, and deliver propant. I'm guessing that's a way like natural gas or something. 320% EPS change, 1,200% last 3 quarters average EPS change, 284% current quarter EPS change. Estimates revised lower a little bit. Got to give them a pass on the quarters of EPS acceleration when your average is 1,200. Pretty much have to go down. 3-year EPS growth rate 700. That's amazing. 2 consecutive years of EPS growth. Current year's 300%. My goodness. Wow. 252% sales change. 3 years sales change, 163%. Annual pre-tax margin, 80% is their margin. Holy bejesus. ROE is 19. That's because their stock hasn't done anything. But the second their stock moves 5%, this thing will be up in the 30s. That's amazing. Average volume is 373. IBD likes a 400,000 average growth rate, which is why that's red. But I'm giving you a pass based on your triple digit everything else. 1.2 up-down volume ratio leaves a little to be desired down here. 6% in change in funds owning stock. It's almost an ascending base, but not quite. Man, this looks like an early stage company of something that's going to be worth a tremendous amount of money. Talking a $27 stock that could go to 100 plus in the next year and a half, 2 years. Oh, that's BE. No, SOI 17. Yeah, so this could go up to 50 plus bucks. Like I said, the next 1-2 years. That's tremendous right there. Right, now they do have earnings coming out. Looks like on the 31st. And with the price of oil going up, I can't anticipate anything but not horrible news. So that's good. Okay, there we go. Solaris oilfield infrastructure falls for $500 million mixed shelf. I don't know what a mixed shelf is. And I would click on it, but if you guys remember, it'll freeze my browser for like 3 minutes. Or freeze my whole computer, as a matter of fact, for like 3 minutes. Can't do anything if I click on that. That was on 10/9. I'm just going to Google that over here on my other screen. This is my new pet stock of the day. Oil field files for 500 million mixed shelf. Should get me 3 results. Oh, only 41,000 results. 7 days ago. Okay, that didn't give me a whole lot. Mixed security shelf. Whatever that means. And this website is not loading for me. Well, the SEC loaded, but I don't want to read an SEC statement. Uh, okay, it's an IPO of our Class A common stock. They're selling 10.6 million shares of Class A common stock. I guess that's what that means. They're doing a secondary. Is that what that means? All right, Nasdaq at 1.25%, pulling back slightly, not quite reaching that, but sitting up here is pretty nice so far. I'm not mad at it sitting up here. Mixed security shelf. What the hell does it mean? Read article at source. Yeah, thanks. And it sends me back to this other same stupid page I was on. Okay, looks like I'm never gonna know what a mixed shelf is right there. But anyway, mixed shelf for those of you that understand. Eli is far from a gentleman, although he is a scholar. He's a dirty, dirty scholar. Speaking of dirty, dirty scholars, you sent me something over Slack, Eli, about Russians, and that's always good to see. What you got here, buddy? Funny guy, Eli. Funny guy. I like it. That bottom one's good. But yeah, BE Basin right here. Volume declining. I do kind of like this. You guys do know I generally like BE. I think the product's fantastic. Let's go see what the stock ranking is on this guy. Okay, it's ranked 63. Why can't your analysis match my feelings, IBD? I just want to acknowledge my feelings. 60% EPS change growth last quarter, 75 current quarter. Let's go ahead and throw this up. Has NAs on most everything. 50 average, 1.2 up down volume. Minus 72% pre-tax. The thing's not even profitable yet? What? No way. They were private for like 12 years with no news on BE. Well, ruin a dream there, IBD. Ruining my dreams. Yeah, Eli has a great point. You should start doing retirement ASAP. The sooner you start, the better it gets. Absolutely. You guys should set up that account. If you don't have one, I'm assuming you do since you're here, but if you don't, today, like literally today, like go to wherever you want to.com, sign up for your account and put money in every month and never stop. Never stop. So 1.14 on the NQ, pulling back now a little bit. As we noted, this thing pretty much gapped up to 1%. So we'll see how this reacts. 0.75 on the ES. That is the S&P futures. So not out of the woods quite yet. We're still waiting for it to break this high here for this whole overall resistance level. And our high volume print is right there, guys. So if you do get any pullbacks into this area down here, that probably would be a good place to get involved. Best place to trade weed stocks? Where you trade any other stock there, Brandon? They'll pretty much trade everywhere. The market's it's a pretty efficient mechanism. So any exchange you'll be able to trade them. It's not rocket science. But you really want to trade with the lowest commissions. Interactive Brokers and Robinhood have the lowest commissions. Robinhood is free. Interactive Brokers is just $1. Justin asked, is that lower blue value on the 200 moving average, and is the Nasdaq just popped back above it? Yes, this is the 200-day moving average, absolutely. I've got the 200, I've got the 50-day, and I've got the 10-day. Yes, they're all the same blue color. Deal with it. I don't like too many colors on my chart. Yeah, Blett, just keep storing them, dude. I mean, look, if every month or three you invested your retirement allocation by $10 or $50 or $70, whatever's comfortable for you, that you really wouldn't notice. Like, okay, I don't notice. If you don't notice 100, there's some people that notice $100 a month. Okay, you probably shouldn't be investing if you notice $100 change in your cash flow. But if that's you, that's fine. Just every so often increase your monthly allocations by $10 or so. I'm a plunger. I tend to dump a couple grand in my account every once in a while. That's what I do. I just kind of dump money in there. But for other people, it needs to be more regular and more methodical. So you can go ahead and if you do 100, 150, $200 a month, just keep investing in it. Just keep raising it at $20, $25 clips ever so often. And what'll happen is you'll get used to the reduction in cash flow, and you won't even notice it. And then before you know it, you've doubled your retirement investing in the course of a couple of years. So, all right, let's see what the market's giving us today, guys. We got MJ stocks, marijuana stocks. Looks like they've kind of fallen off the top of our list. We've got Race here at 6.7%. We've got SendGrid, which is acting very strange for a stock that just got bought out. Here, I'll show you what a stock that got bought out usually looks like. That. If you see super tight price action, about anywhere between 20 to 1,000,000% above the last price, it looks exactly like that. It just goes sideways forever. You go, oh, that stock was bought out. You click on the news, you see it was bought out, and you're good to go. For some reason, SendGrid's still floating around here. It doesn't make any sense to me. All right, Yandex up 4.5%. This is a Russian company. Sorry, guys. Down 33%. This is good for a double bottom in Yandex. So here's your buy point if you're so inclined of about $40 in Yandex. So it's up a ways from here, but as you can see, it's had a ceiling at about 45. And this could be good for it to kind of blast off through that all-time high of 45. That could be pretty healthy. Oh, Eli was reading a book about opening accounts for kids and thought of me. Yeah, I opened an account for my kid this year. Of course, right at the top of the stock market. Of course, right at the top, but it is what it is. But yeah, if you guys have children, what you should do is open up yourself an LLC, relatively inexpensive, maybe $100 if you're lucky. Pay them to do some modeling for you or something. Build a small website and put them on the website and pay them $600 because, I paid $5.99. That's the minimum they can make without having to file taxes. So now every year they're going to get $600 in their Roth IRA, and they're going to have millions of dollars when they're retired. Justin says, is now a good time to buy NASDAQ index fund for the long term, or should we wait for confirmation to the upside? So you're really close to confirmation here, Justin. You may as well just wait, because if it rolls over a little bit lower, then you could try to get in at a lower clip there. But it's getting pretty close to breaking that little prior high. That's that little line I have right here. Now, a few days ago, I posted, I think it was last Thursday. You should go back and watch that video because I talk about the buying strategy for longer term investing, not really trading, but investing through market swings. And you should go watch that video. I'm about to end the stream here in a little bit. I'll spend the whole time talking about that. But anywhere down here could be good. It just depends if we move a little bit lower. This has historically, throughout the year, been the biggest decline we've had. We've almost matched that, so we could reverse here without any problems. And like I said, a break of that 7,200 level is our resistance right now. So that would that could be your confirmation point, if you will. I think I'm also going to do a full-blown webinar about that for people interested. I do really like that. And Eli's saying I should do one about retirement accounts. I probably should do that too. And there we go. NASDAQ rocketing higher, 1.5 now. All right, we got the ES at 1%. And volume here is pretty good already. About a half hour into the trading day, we're already at 1.83 out of 439. And so we should have a pretty elevated volume day here today. Let's see where those marijuana stocks ended up. Man, I don't even see them. Are they in the red? They're deep in the red. I mentioned that volume was heavy. They pulled back right there. So MJ down 3.35%. Tilray down 2%. Isn't the end of the world. Cron down 4%. So we're finally seeing some reactions in these marijuana stocks. That's interesting. They're kind of a counter trend play, it looks like. Yeah, right, Eli? I mean, absolutely. Absolutely. It's preposterous that in this day and age you should even be allowed to retire. And, you know, Social Security is a pretty good safety net, but it's inefficient at best and, insolvent at worst. So people like myself will probably retire with nothing in terms of Social Security benefits. And a lot of people, that's all they have. So retiring with nothing may be the normal. And you're going to have to learn to invest in the stock market. So NASDAQ up 1.5%. Looks like it's starting to go high. May go and take out our level right there, guys. That would be pretty good. And remember we talked about buying that low on Thursday? Look at that. That would have been really good to do, wouldn't it? I was thinking about that, Eli. I should do that, and then I should just Facebook add it and see how it works, and just spread it throughout the world, or the U.S. at least. Can't really trade TQQQ in Australia, unfortunately. All right, 1.58%, looking pretty good. Yeah, I like it. Hopefully we'll go back up. We'll see what happens when we hit this 50-day here. If we do ratchet up higher, that will be kind of a test when we hit that 50-day. Yeah, you know, the economy's not bad, guys. This was never going to go into a full-blown bear market. Well, I mean, okay, let me rephrase that. This is never going to be like a 2008, 2007 bear market, okay? It's going to be a reaction. And the thing about the market these days with all the algorithms coming into place, I really think that the professionals right now have a lot of these algos tuned in pretty well. So they liquidate their positions relatively quickly. And that's why we're seeing these very strong market reactions where before it would take much longer to form tops. But these days it's like, man, it happens so fast and it comes back so, just as fast. It's just because I think the efficiency of these algorithms in the markets, which is kind of weird because the economy does not turn on a dime like the like the algorithms do. So that's gonna be an interesting dichotomy: the slow economy with the fast moving algos. Nectar for a bottom buy. You won't look at SOI, but you'll look at Nectar, which is down 50%. 54%. Well, let's take a look here since the gappy gap. This looks like a crypto. This looks like you're trying to buy crypto to me than a stock. Looks like a crypto buy. 1.64% on the Nasdaq. There you go, Nick. There you go. Good. Spread the word when my webinar comes out. Because I think I will be doing that webinar. When the webinar comes out, make sure you get everyone on that webinar. Like I told you guys, I was giving you money. Like, seriously. I think that bottom high candle print strategy is a tremendous good strategy. Now, selling at the top is a little bit different. That's what the webinar is going to go into a little bit more. But the bottom buying strategy... All right, well, you have to break down that strategy. So, yeah, you have to break down what you see in NKTR. I mean, I do like the low above a prior low. There's some things I like about it, but... like, let's go check out what IBD says about it. Have you run the IBD screener through it yet? Yeah, it's ranked 112th out of its industry group. Develops products based on proprietary drug delivery technologies with packs with pharmaceutical companies, I'm assuming is what that means. EPS change last quarter is good. You can see that from $5. $5 from negative 6 cents. I mean, when a company does something like that and you don't have massive volume, I'm always intrigued. So EPS change current quarter minus 259%. Earnings surprise 2.1%. Sales change tremendous at 3,000%. That's good. Pre-tax margin negative, which that makes no sense. 8.5 billion market. Really? That's a big market cap. D minus accumulation. 1.3 up down volume, though, which is interesting. For the last 13 weeks. So fundamentally, this thing doesn't quite do it. It still needs more quarters, and there's no volume. It's just not something I would much rather be involved in SOI than I would be involved in NKTR. Don't be sour about it. I guess I do sound a little sour. But I'm looking at SOI and I'm like, man, this is a great double bottom base. But it's tight enough to be a flat base. So if you guys don't know, a flat base is a base that's under 15% deep. This is 11% deep. And a double bottom is where you have a W shape, very similar to this, with a right low lower than a left low. And this is definitive of a double bottom. So, I mean, this to me looks really nice. Also, it's a recent IPO with very tight action. I mean, it doubled here and then going flat for 11%. Is that really 11%? Doesn't seem... Oh, 47%. Why do they call it a... Why are they calling it a flat base? That's 40... Oh, changes $11. I was looking at the percentage change. 46%. That makes more sense. That makes a lot more sense. Anywho. Yeah, we're arguing semantics at this point. All right, ES up 1.15%, guys. This is good stuff here. Look at that, poking through that 200-day. Looks pretty healthy, 1.6% on the NASDAQ. Volume's pretty good. We're going to have a pretty good volume day today. And if it's higher than yesterday's, this could be our follow-through day. We talked about waiting for a follow-through day, the fourth day off the bottom. Could be it here on day one of day 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Volume. Like I said, that's a good clip right there, guys. We're a little over half an hour into the trading day, and we're up really good. Volume, I mean, already almost half of average, half hour in. This is going to be good. And then we're going to have Tesla here. Eli says Tesla's going up 5%. That's great. Get it before it's gone if it starts to rally. You know, all that FUD news in Tesla. It respected the channel there, guys. That's fantastic. And, you know, wife didn't want to buy down here a little lower. I mentioned it last week. She didn't want to do it, so she didn't. And now it's going higher. And unfortunately, those marijuana stocks aren't really rocking like they should have out of what was extreme strength. But we'll see if these can reverse today. Maybe this will be a shakeout. Yeah, she didn't want to buy Tesla. I'm not going to buy Tesla. It's not part of my strategy. So while I do like it, well, I had her buy here. She's good. She bought at 250. That was her last buy right there. We spent too much money on camping in our upcoming Halloween party. She had no money left in her slush fund account. At least none she wanted to buy a stock with. So it's holidays. Everybody likes to have fun. All right, guys. So that's it for me today. I think I'm going to bounce. I'll see you guys in the Real Crypto Power Hour a little bit later. And any more questions, guys, before I head out of here? I'll give you a shot to, if you guys have been holding off a question. Well, looks like no more questions. All right, Eli, thanks, buddy. I'll see you later. You have to walk me through your strategy, buddy. And that's it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.